Hey folks, this is Kalani, back on the 6.1 PTR, and we're going to look at the changes to Alchemy. So if you haven't looked at this, or if you're not familiar with alchemists right now, they're sort of lackluster. They didn't really have any transmutations to do, they couldn't really make any gold like they used to, and that's kind of changing. So we've got a few new tomes here, and a new recipe. All of these cost alchemical catalysts. So it's your catalyst, not your secrets, which is kind of interesting, because if you're an alchemist, you know alchemical catalysts are pretty much the only crafting material which is not bind on pickup. So buy all of those. Bear in mind, none of them have a level requirement, worth noting, and then we'll learn them. So let's open Alchemy. Let's get this down here for easy access. Tome of Sorcerous Elements teaches you the transmutation recipes for the sorcerous elements of Draenor. So this is what we get. Basically, you can turn any element into any other element. I don't really think this is going to be all too important in kind of providing yourself with these elements. But what's interesting right now is that, for example, on my server, I think it's water is incredibly cheap and earth is not, so you can happily water to earth. But every alchemist will have access to this. The biggest thing I see here isn't necessarily you'll be able to make gold, but it'll bring down the cost of a lot of those higher cost sorcerous materials, and maybe bump up the lower ones. There might be a nice equilibrium established there, which could be really cool. But you can do that. Bear in mind that you don't get bonuses from your transmutation master. Then they basically don't exist in Draenor. Still there for everything before Draenor, but they don't work on Draenor recipes, unless Blizzard changes that in the near future. Tome of Stones. Now this is Trinkets. Teaches you the recipes for powerful trinkets in Draenor. Now, if we scroll down, you've got Stone of Wind, Earth, Waters, and Fire. These are trinkets. They are the exact same trinket, and they are unique equipped, with Warlords crafted. So I actually wonder, could you create a Stone of Waters and a Stone of Fire? So we'll go through them. They are basic mastery, so a flat mastery bonus, and then chance when you heal or deal damage to increase your strength, agility, or intellect. So pretty standard trinket, but you can upgrade them. And bear in mind that when you upgrade to the next one, the previous is required. So if you could make a fire and water, you would essentially need to make 2 water, earth, and wind, and then 1 fire. But you can see they follow pretty much the same dealio here as all of the other upgrade items. So you make a Stone of Wind for your crafting material and some air, then you throw in 15 Savage Blood, then you throw in 15 Savage Blood, although I'm pretty sure the upgrade items that I'm wanting to create require 60 Sorcerous Earth, so that's a little bit on the cheap side, especially when you consider that this isn't necessarily limited. You can trade these as happily and easily as you want. You could have 15 alchemists if you so desired. That wouldn't really make sense. 11 alchemists if you so desired, and pump them all up to, you know, create 1 trinket for 1 character, because they're tradable. But 15 Savage Blood, 15 Savage Blood, and then 30 Savage Blood to take it up to the final 680. And that's where it stops. That's where it finishes. But they're your Philosopher's Stones as well. So there's no real reason not to build one. I mean, the Stone of Wind is probably one of the easiest trinkets to create in the game right now, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. That's a pretty strong trinket. I'm wondering how they'll shape up with the others, but our final new recipe is for Savage Blood. Once again, it's a transmute, but you don't get any bonuses to, or from, rather, Transmutation Master, so keep that in mind. But 50 Catalysts and 7 Crescent Oil. So that's going to be really easy to fulfill. I mean, if you have multiple alchemists, or any alts with primal spirits can be used on alchemical catalysts, which can be traded. It just seems to be a really easy way to get your hands on Savage Blood, but it is going to be strictly 50 catalyst for 1 blood. So that could be interesting. That could bring the price of Savage Blood down. It could bring the price of catalysts up. If you want to look for catalysts on your auction house, I'd probably say maybe a bit too late. I kind of ran right there after the patch was announced and all these changes came through, and everything had gone. So maybe a little too late to get on that little bandwagon, but never mind. Those are the changes to Alchemy. And I think it's probably going to be one of the most popular professions to happily swap to. I mean, you could swap to it at 1. Just have Alchemy 1 and still get the best trinket. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Especially when you consider all of these materials. Every single last one of them can be traded. Because catalysts can be traded, which is still ridiculous. But those are the changes to Alchemy. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll try to get back to you. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.